Hey everybody, it's Rainbow Ramblings. I've been doing a deep dive on the whole timing of the murder of Suzanne Morphew. And the more I dig into the whole situation, the more chilling and calculating and psychopathic and cold blooded and chilling that man is. Yes, he was known as a hothead. He admits to having a bad temper, but he didn't, on the spur of the moment, kill his wife or kill her in a temporary fit of rage. He actually, over a period of a year and a half, manipulated things so diabolically, and he played such mind games and exerted such control and engaged in such manipulation that it just blows your mind, makes you sick in the pit of your stomach, and just absolutely makes you wish in every fiber of your being that he gets found guilty and locked up. My. So there's four aspects to the state laying out the case against Barry Morphew. And so what I'm going to do is explain the four ways they're going to prove their case, and then I'm going to make four posts that coincide. So the first thing is they have a timeline where Barry and Suzanne were in Mexico in January 2019, and they had a blowout fight. Barry thought Suzanne was cheating, grabbed her phone. And then the state will lay out what happened in January, February, March, all through the year. In October and November of 2019, Barry was in contact with a guy by the name of Tim Kelso, and he was interested in buying a backhoe attachment for his Bobcat skid steer. And the attachment that he wanted was $5,000, and Barry Morphew was considering buying it. And this attachment could dig a very deep hole very quickly. And then in November of 2019, he was getting close to buying the object. And in December 2019, Suzanne Morphew actually texted to Jeff Libler, "We have to stop talking. Barry saw some of our messages." Now, Tim Kelso is going to testify that Barry again contacted him by telephone. They played phone tag. They didn't actually meet on the 9th and 10th of May after Suzanne was already dead, wanting to go see the attachment for the skid steer. So he believes that Barry was wanting to purchase that attachment because he already back in October and November he was planning to murder her, and he wanted that attachment to bury her in her grave. So I'm going to map that all out, the whole year of 2019, and how Barry's diabolical mind was working. Now, interestingly enough, in December 2019, when Suzanne said to Libler, "Hey, we have to not talk, Barry saw some of our messages," the state will go on to tell you that in January of 2020, Suzanne was talking about divorce. Barry wasn't hearing it. But in February of 2020, he got Mallory's help to take money, big chunks of money from the business, big amounts of cash, and hide them, to take money from the Monex precious metals investment account and hide them. He set up at least one bank account with Mallory, his daughter, to take joint assets and put them where they were out of reach of Suzanne. So he was trying to make dang sure that she couldn't leave on her own, she couldn't divorce him, get a lawyer. He was sabotaging her freedom. And so the state is going to have a whole nother section of Barry's financial shenanigans and what he was doing um, up until the time he murdered her, and even shortly after he murdered her, when he got a guardianship to sell property so he could hire lawyers and do God only knows what with, the 700 and some odd $1,000 he got for the sale of a property in Indiana. And Suzanne was only missing 3 weeks before he got a legal right to pilfer her assets. So that'll be another page, page 2. Page 3, now Suzanne talked about this all the time. Barry was always drawing Macy and Mallory into their fights. Hey girls, come down here, you won't believe what your mom is saying, or you won't believe what your mom is doing. And she was always telling Sheila Oliver. He was always trying to get the girls as his ally on his side. She felt that he was manipulating and brainwashing the daughters against her, and it broke her heart. And I'm sure he was doing that because he wanted to create the image that Suzanne was a monster, and if she disappeared or she was murdered or something happened to her, well, God was just punishing her for being an adulteress. Well, God was just punishing her for the way she treated Barry, and well, God was punishing her for the way that she had human moments as a mother, and she wasn't perfect. So I am going to do another page where it shows the manipulation of the daughters. And then lastly, the state has all kinds of information of when Barry began to spy on his wife and when he began to electronically stalk her, and how he would clone her phone. And even when she was so-called missing, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th of May, he actually took control of Suzanne's device and made posts on Facebook and tried to make friend requests and text Jeff Libler behaving as though he was Suzanne, etc., to make people think that she was still alive when indeed she wasn't. So there's a whole bunch of spy pen, laptop, iPhone, iCloud information, WhatsApp, the LinkedIn page where Suzanne and Jeff Libler communicated. And there's all kinds of information on how he meticulously stalked her and tracked her and spied on her and read all his messages and got control of her device and started machinations of saying that she was still alive when she wasn't. So when you put those 4 things together, you're really going to get an image of Barry Morphew that for a year and a half he was being diabolical towards his wife and manipulative towards his daughters. And at least since the fall of 2019, he wanted her dead. He was thinking where to bury her and how, was wanting to buy equipment to carry it off. He took Mallory and manipulated her into opening bank accounts. So he's really heinous, cold-blooded, calculating, psychopathic, and brutal in ways that I could never ever anticipate. So be sure to read the 4 posts that I'm going to put that go along with this video. Peace, love, and donuts, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. This is Rainbow Ramblings. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Unless you're Barry Morphew, then I wish prison on you and hell after that. Have a good day, everybody.